Next up, we're going to be talking about the bullish double bottom. So, what a bullish double bottom it is a powerful reversal chart pattern that signals a potential end of a downtrend, the beginning of an uptrend. So, let's talk about how to spot a double bottom. So, as we can see on my little chart over here, we are basically making this nice little W, and at the top of the W is going to be your resistance point. So, as we can see over here on the chart, in order to find this, we had a downtrend, which is the first thing we need. We had a bottom down here. Then we went up to a point, which was this top. And then we fell back down to the same bottom here, creating a 1, 2 double bottom. Then we came higher, had a higher low, and then we broke through this resistance. So let's draw a little cleaner so you can see. So we had a downtrend, then we had an uptrend, capped out here at this high. Then we went back down to the bottom, back to the top, and a breakout ensued. Just like that. So I will say double bottoms are a little bit tougher to spot. They're a little bit tougher to spot, but once you get really good at spotting them, they can be a very, very great charting pattern. So as you can see, it's not going to be perfect either. So the bottom on this candle was $1.81. This is SMR, uh, New Scale Power Corporation. I was just searching for one, a quick one to find. Is a name that's been growing crazy recently due to the nuclear power stuff that's going on with all the investment in there. So 181 was the low there, and then this one was 188. So typically on the bottom, you're not going to get a perfect double bottom, like they get the exact same price target, but it's okay. You just go for very close. Okay. So we have our double bottom, as we could see. Draw one more time, down, up, make our W. That's our resistance line. Once we break through that, we go higher. So how do we actually let me oh, no. How do we measure a double bottom? So to measure a double bottom, essentially we'll just put this resistance line back up. And what you're going to do to measure it. So I've been using the measuring tool, but I want to show you a simpler way to do it. So you just take this price range. The price range can be found on the fifth one down. On the fifth one down here at the bottom under measure price range. So, and you can add it to your toolbox just by clicking the star button. So I still use the magnet. Take that, take the bottom, run it to the top of your where your resistance is, and you have 195 bar move. That 195 bar move, all you have to do is copy paste, take it over here to the breakout, and that would have been your profit target right there. So take out all this other stuff that happened. You had a 51% move off this bottom because of the double bottom that you saw, right? So you had a 51% move based off the bottom. To measure the timeline, same thing. You measure it from the time that it broke down through over to the breakout point, 133 days. Copy paste that, drag it over. There we go. And the move up to $5.75 should have happened before this date, July 2024. But obviously, it happened literally the next week. It happened. So when you get these double bottoms and you get this momentum in names, it can happen pretty rapidly. Just like anything, it's just a timeline to go off of. It's not the holy grail. I honestly use it for options and like I put my options out to those dates to be super safe on my more expensive options, just to save my butt. So we talked about the double bottom. Last thing I'll talk about, it has a 75% success rate. So 75% of the time when you get this breakout, it will continue higher and you will um, make some money off of it. Now, look what happened though. We had this huge run up. Look where the stock came back to. Bam. Right back to the breakout point. Because, like I always say, 80 to 90% of breakouts come back to the scene of the crime, just like a murder in the crime movies and everything, right? They come back to the scene of the crime. That is what 80 to 90% of your breakouts are going to do. It might not be immediately. It might be, 4 weeks from that point, and it ran all the way up to crazy numbers. But then, like I said, 80, 90% of the time, it's going to come back. It's going to retest. And look what it did. It retested and then went higher, came back, made a higher low, and then continued higher. So that was a super short one, a little bit harder one to point out, but the bullish double bottom pattern, it's a good one to put in your toolbox. Catch you in the next one.